Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kissflow Product Updates webinar. I'm Ranjali, and I'm a product marketing manager at Kissflow, and I'm here to take you through all the updates that went live last quarter. About today's webinar, we have first up is the Kissflow community. If you're not already a part of the community, you are missing out because there are tons of useful resources and you'll be able to get right from help documentation and any queries that you might have, which you can get answers from both the Kissflow support as well as fellow customers, and also the product updates, such as these, which I'm about to cover. All of this you can find on community.kissflow.com, so please head on over there. Second thing is questions. Feel free to drop questions in the Q&A panel at any point during the webinar. We will answer all of those questions towards the end during the Q&A session. And the third thing is that a recording of this webinar will be sent to you real soon. And you'll be able to share that with your colleagues as well in case they weren't able to make it to this webinar or in case you've missed some part of this webinar. So please don't worry, you'll get a recording. All right, before we get started on the product updates, I wanted to quickly take a minute and talk about what Kissflow is. All of you might be wondering, like, hey, I mean, I already know what Kissflow is because I'm a customer. Yeah, but it's just that Kissflow keeps evolving, and with that growth comes more value that we want to communicate to you so that you can leverage Kissflow to its maximum potential and achieve your goals. So Kissflow solves a very common problem that's prevalent in most organizations that's probably hindering your growth. It's the IT business gap. Business has tons of ideas to innovate and stand out in the market, and they often need custom solutions to be able to execute on those ideas. So, who do they turn to? The IT team. But IT has their hands full because they're already focusing on customer facing applications. They have like core systems like your ERPs, all of these that need to be maintained, they just don't have the time, especially when traditional app development takes months to just build one app. How are they going to solve hundreds of requests that are sitting in their backlog, right? That's where Kissflow comes in. Because with Kissflow's no code, low code capabilities, you can build applications in no time and burn through that backlog of yours while lifting the strain of IT and bridging that gap. All right, let's dive straight into the product updates. We have lots, and what's more is the product roadmap that's going to be really, really exciting. I can't wait to get to that. The new homepage. I'm sure all of you must have already seen this, but in case you've missed this, it's that the homepage has a complete new look, and I'm just going to pull up the product to show you what that's like. So any information that you might need and might like it'll be handy for you, it's all up here. All the items that are in your queue, everything that's overdue and that requires your attention or something that's due today and you need to prioritize it, you can quickly see all of them right here. All the items that were created by you, you can also take a look at that. And anything, any process, app, board, or data set that you recently accessed and need to quickly pull up, you can do it from right here. So that's the homepage. Up next is the integrations. Integrations has a new home now, and we're going to see what that's like in the product again. So earlier integrations was under your profile, right? Like you would have to go in here to see access integrations, but now it's right outside and easier to access. So if you want to create an integration, just click create and then select integration. But if you have already, like if you want to access already created integrations, like all you have to do is head to Explore, Managed by Me, and then you can see all the integrations, including run history and connections. Like that's how easy it is to access integrations now. Up next, we have the Developer Hub. So the Developer Hub is a really interesting update because you have all your developer information for any app, process, or board in one place now. So what does that look like within the product? I'm just going to quickly pull up a process. Let's take this process, and when you click manage, you have any relevant information that's associated developing this process is right here. So from settings, security, associated flows, to audit logs, and being able to share this with other users or groups, is it can be done right here. It's the same for a board. Like you can just quickly access any developer information for a board or even an app for that matter. Like it's all right here. And for apps, in fact, you can also access roles and integrations and also external data objects. So that's the update with the Developer Hub. Up next, we have conditional visibility. This is a really interesting update because this gives you further control on what information is accessible to whom. So you can create separate views based on user roles to protect data confidentiality and security. So I'm going to take up the example of a leave management app. So let's say that I'm a manager and I need to have access to leave requests of both my team as well as mine, right? But those reporting to me should not be able to see the leave requests of others on the team, like other reportees. It's only something that as a manager that I should have access to. So you can have, if you can see here, I have access to both. But let's say that my role is that of an employee who's like a reportee. So I'm just going to quickly change my role to that of an employee to show you. I should ideally only be able to see my leave requests and nobody else. So this is what conditional visibility in apps can do. So how do you set this up, right? I'm just going to quickly pull up another tab to show you what that looks like. So for any component on any page that you might create, you can set up the conditional visibility. All you have to do is click on this particular like component, go to visibility, and then under conditional visibility, you can just add a condition. See, I've already added a condition that says for current user role contains a value as manager, they should only be able to view this particular information. So you can do that for any component, anything like any component on any page. And you can control the visibility for any of this. So that's how you can set up conditional visibility. Up next is data sets in apps. So this is basically granting access to particular data sets to apps so that you can fetch relevant fields and configuration data at the time of development. Let's take an example that you're creating an employee performance management app, right? And while you're developing that, you would need access to employee data. So rather than having to manually enter that data in your development environment while you're developing these apps, you can grant access to the employee data set uh, to apps so that you can fetch this data. So how do you grant access? I'm going to pull up the product again. So within employee data set, you can head over to manage, security, click grant app access, and then you can just quickly enable this button. Uh, there's one thing that you need to remember, which is that this action, once you grant access, it cannot be revoked. So you cannot reverse this action. So you need to think carefully before providing access, but it will definitely be super helpful while you're developing apps. Up next, we have the enhancements to boards and public forms. So I'm going to go over these one by one. I'm going to pull up the product real quick. And let's start with boards. Apart from having performance related enhancements such as faster load times, we have an important update, which is the AI powered sub items creation. So let's take the example of a customer onboarding board, right? And let's say we need to onboard this customer ABC. So we will have a set of sub items for that, right? These sub items can now be generated with AI. All of these that you see here, they've been generated with AI, and it's based on the description that I've provided here, like successfully onboard the customers to the Kissflow platform. And you can make changes to these, you can regenerate them any number of times to fit your requirements, and this saves a ton of time. It saves a lot of time. So that's the update on how you can create AI powered sub items and like make your project management much more easy. Let's quickly head over to public forms. We have a lot of updates there as well, like enhancements. Um, let's take the example of a job application, right? Let's say that on your careers page, you have a job application public form that those who are interested in joining your organization would fill in and submit their job applications. But once they submit it, like what would be the message that comes up, right? By default, you have something like, thank you, your form was submitted successfully. But you can now edit this. You can even add a button and redirect them to maybe an FAQs page or maybe next steps that they might find useful. Similarly, you can like directly read, like just instead of just showing a message, you can also just redirect them to another URL to whatever page that you'd like for them to view. In case you stopped taking job applications, you can also edit the message that appears. You can say like something like, sorry, we're no longer accepting applications, and you can redirect them to a URL of your choice. These are the updates that went live last quarter. For now, we're going to move on to the roadmap. So I'm really excited because there are tons of features that are going to change how you develop applications and how you streamline your internal operations. It's just going to just redefine things for you, and it does involve a certain buzzword that's been like for the past couple of years. It's been the word, especially right around now, and that's AI. So there's lots of AI. Like everybody is excited because who is it, right? Like it's AI. So first up on the list is AI Copilot for app building. Yeah, so you can literally now create apps from just chat conversations. You can enter a prompt and you'll be able to create a fully functioning app in minutes, and that too like an enterprise level app. And this is insane because you're going to get a sneak peek of this feature, which nobody has seen up until now. So this is an exclusive, and I'm really excited to see your reaction. I'm just going to quickly go over and play the video. That is the major update that we've had. Like, we're so excited for it to go live and for you to able to test it out and share your feedback. It's going to really simplify or like take the simplicity of app building to a whole new level with Kissflow. Up next, we have the App Builder Canvas improvement. So this is also going to be really helpful because whenever you build a page, like it's going to make dragging and dropping components much more easy. Like you just have to drag and drop to place the components. Earlier, you might have you might have had to specify the coordinates, and like it was a lot more like very specific. But now you can just drag and drop it any way you like on your page, and it's that simple. We also have role-based access control, so you can further like control and ensure that the data sharing and permissions are like really uh, controlled. And for each role, you can leverage this to create views. So that's another big update that's coming up. Apps inside governance module. So now super admins can govern all the apps that have been created within the platform from the governance module itself. Up next, we have the AI-based report creation. So just like how you created an app with natural language prompting, you can create reports using prompts. The next big feature is the AI-based process creation. I'm super excited about this one as well because you can create entire processes, like literally end-to-end processes, including forms and workflows by just entering prompts. So that is cool, right? Like I'm going to show you a video for this one as well. This is also an exclusive, and you're the first to see it uh, for like, being a part of this session. And I'm really excited to show you what this looks like. I'm going to pull up the Sorry, I'll just take a minute to pull up um, the remaining of the updates that we have that are coming up next quarter. So I'll just pull up the roadmap again. All right, up next we have form upgrades. So you can now generate formulas using natural language forms as well. Like it's just going to make building formulas like much more easier. Not just that, we also have the option to now create forms directly from an image or a PDF, and you can create custom form fields as well. Like there's just so much that's coming up with Kissflow forms. And then next we have the custom connector framework. So this is also going to make your like connecting Kissflow to any external system or data source really easy and straightforward, because you will now have a framework that you can quickly just use to do this. It's not going to be complicated at all. So those are pretty much the updates in terms of the roadmap that we've had. I'm really excited to have you all try all these features and then share your feedback with us. You can make use of the community to post your feedback, or you can reach out to your technical account managers and share your feedback. We'd be really happy to hear from you. But there's also a humble request from our side. If you're really happy with Kissflow, I really would appreciate it if you can drop us a review on Gartner. Just head on over to Gartner and just drop us a review. We will also have our technical account managers to reach out to you with the links to the Gartner reviewing platform. So it'll just take a couple of minutes. All you have to do is sign up with your business like email ID and then just drop us a review. We'll really appreciate that. So before I open it up to Q&A, I do want to thank you again for taking the time to join in. I hope you really liked looking at the features that are coming up, especially in the roadmap. And it's an exclusive, like I said earlier. Like it's just you're the first to see these, and we're really excited to roll this out and get your feedback on these apps as well. And with that, like I am going to open up the like session to Q&A. In the meantime, I do want to sort of quickly remind you that in case you found any of these features probably like a little confusing, or like you weren't able to get the complete context, you can always head over to community.kissflow.com, where you would be able to get any help that you might need, like in terms of help documentation that's available right there. You can also drop in your questions on the, we have an active community with, um, we have an active community with fellow customers and also our um, like team, the support team, right there to help you. They would offer you timely help. You can always reach out to your technical account managers as well for like more specific queries that you might have, which you may not be comfortable posting it on a public forum. You can always reach out to them for assistance as well. So these are some of the things that I wanted to share with you, and also like a reminder that we'll be sharing the recording with you for this webinar. So in case you've missed any part of it, or if your colleagues couldn't make it to the webinar, we'll be sharing that recording with you, and you can always feel free to share it with anybody in your organization who might benefit from these updates. All right, I'm going to open it up to Q&A. Just give me a second. I'll just pull up. We also have our product manager joining in, who will be able to take any questions that you might have related to the Kissflow product.